Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Yes, Brittany caught me doing my dynamic stretches at the start. I didn't know she had the camera on. You know, a lot of people are always like, I thought you said you don't believe in warm-ups. I never said I don't believe in warm-ups. That's not what I said. Context, people, context. But anyway, guys, I got my deadlift session in for the day. I'm not going really hard on deadlifts because I've decided I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my deadlifts every week on this training system. But I'm not going to push them to their bleeding edge. You guys know I do over 500 for reps. We know that. I've demonstrated many times, including recently. But I've gone back to conventional deadlift, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take my time with it. I'm working with a nice, easy weight for me to handle, and I'm slowly building to 10 sets. Because what I'm not used to is volume on deadlifts. And you guys know my current training system, I build to 10 triples. And when I can do 10 triples with a given weight, I increase the weight when I can do it fairly easy. Obviously, I got a little ahead of myself on the bench press when I did that, and I'm having to back up a little bit now, which I'll handle that. And I think one of the interesting things I've learned there is that small jumps matter in the system. Now, another thing I'm going to point out on deadlifts, even though this should be a totally manageable weight for me, I was really tired at the end. Last week I did 6 sets with this, right? And then I did 3 sets of curls after. My thoracic erectors were just lit up after doing this today. After doing 7 work sets instead of 6, that's the interesting thing, that even when you're working with a moderate weight, a weight that is nowhere near your max on something like a deadlift, and you start doing volume, that fatigue really mounts up. It's something else. Deadlift is its own unique beast. You build up fatigue when you deadlift for any sort of volume, even with a moderate weight, that it is really difficult to describe unless you've actually done it. Now, what I am going to say, though, everyone's out there wanting to get strong, everyone's wanting to get jacked, but no one wants to come in the gym and deadlift for an hour. Maybe they should, because I am going to say that while this is very taxing to do this, I really have a strong sense of accomplishment afterwards. You know, it's a nice feeling to come in and say, you know what, I just did a bunch of sets of deadlift. I just did 7 sets of deadlift, 8 sets of deadlift. I don't know, it just gives a certain sense of satisfaction, like you came in and you really did something. It really feels like you've really come in and trained when you do that, particularly when you make any sort of progress. When you add a set, even if it's just 1 set, you add a set, it just gives a sense of accomplishment, like, hey, I've really made some progress in the training today. But I will say it leaves you fatigued. If you're going to come in and do a system like this, you better make sure that you don't have anything else strenuous planned for the day when you come in and do deadlift on this training system. You know, that's the only downside to a system like this. A lot of the other lifts is fine. I came in and squatted the other day. I felt fine. Front squats were tough the first time I built up to 10 sets. Back squats actually don't feel so bad. In fact, I'll get those in later this week. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to film some squat training for you guys now that I'm squatting again. Back squat, it's not going to be an impressive weight yet. It's going to take me a few months. It's going to take me a few months before I'm able to do 400 plus for a bunch of sets. But you know what? I'll go ahead and film some anyways. But sorry, back to the deadlift. Yeah, it's just a different animal. And you know what? That's the other thing too. I'm not doing other pulling right now because remember, I'm not doing my chin-ups. I might start doing some other pulling on as accessory work of some type on squat days. But no, I'm not having to do that much pulling. And here's the thing, my grip is holding strong. I'm almost wondering at what threshold am I going to have to do extra grip work, because I'm only pulling 1 day a week now. I'm not getting any grip work in other than 1 day a week. I do get concerned with that of, is my grip going to be a problem? Because I always tell guys, I built my grip because I do tons of rowing and chinning and high volumes of pulling without straps. Now, what's going to be the interesting thing here, you know, we know that you need to train every muscle group twice a week, right? The data is pretty conclusive there. If you want to grow quickly, you better directly work something twice a week. Now, I'm running a system where I have a day that focuses on the bench, the overhead press, squat, deadlift, each on their own days. Because those all work almost the same muscles, plus any accessory work I do, what happens? Everything gets hit twice a week. My grip's not, though. I am at some point probably going to have to add some extra pulling in on my overhead or squat day. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet with all of it. And this stuff I'm going to work out. I'm going to actually put this whole system into writing eventually. I'll probably put this whole system out, and I will probably run a less advanced version of it. I'll run a version like this, and then I will probably write a protocol with some concurrent style training once you have really mastered all your lifts, because I'm in what I would call the lift mastery phase right now, building to 10 sets of 3 on each lift every week, and mastering your technique and form with progressively heavier weight for low reps, very low reps for triples. So I almost wonder, is this going to be enough to build my grip? Now, this is a lot of grip volume. It's a lot of grip volume. So in theory, this should build grip. But the question we have to ask is it going to build enough grip? And look at that last set, nice and clean. It felt fairly heavy, though, I'm not going to lie. The sets 6 and 7 were tough. They were actually challenging. And again, I'm not using a heavy weight. I'm under 500 pounds right now. But just that volume, it really builds up fatigue. And there's something to be said for that. There is something to be said for tonnage. We know tonnage and workload is what stimulates hypertrophy. Oh, also, my thoracic erectors were lit up. I couldn't hardly do strict curls. They were so hard today. So I added 10 pounds to the bar. There you go. And I cranked out 1 set. And that was enough. I'm like, let me just PR on the weight, because I don't feel like doing a bunch of curls after that. And then next time, we'll work on volume. So we'll increase weight and then increase volume. And that's what I'm going to do with these strict curls. A bunch of guys will be like, man, that's a little lightweight you're using. Well, you do strict curls up against the pole with your knees locked with it. A bunch of you probably can, though. I've just now started doing curls again. Give me a while. I'll get strong at them. But a lot of people are like, man, this looks like split training. Really, is it split training? I did 7 sets of deadlifts, and then I did curls. Could you tell me what muscles in my body didn't get worked? My pecs and triceps? Yeah, but I bench and overhead press twice a week, so they're covered. And when you really look at it, the deadlift itself is essentially a full body exercise. It works almost every muscle in the body. I did some curls behind it. I think I'm pretty well covered. That's the beauty of a system like this. It is almost a full body workout on 3 of the days that I train. 2 of the days it pretty much is, depending on what accessories I add in. To do any upper body accessory work after 7, 8 sets of squats or deadlifts, that's full body. That is full body. Absolutely is. So I also chose today not to do any hamstring curls because I'm progressing just fine. I'm going to rotate the hamstring curls in and out. More than anything, I think hamstring curls on a program like this are just about injury prevention. That's it. That's all they're about, just to keep the biceps from Morris from possibly tearing or anything like that, making sure it stays strong. Outside of that, I don't think they add anything other than just, again, potential injury prevention. And that's what we need to realize when we start picking accessories for a lot of these big movements. Sometimes it's not even about improving your performance or improving your muscle mass, because you're not going to get stronger on the deadlift by doing other stuff. You know what? You can if you replace the deadlift with them. Yeah, if you power clean, row, and squat, your deadlift will get stronger. But if you come in high volume deadlift, you've built all your deadlift muscles. The only thing you might be looking at beyond that is what's going to keep me from getting hurt. Curls for your biceps so they get strong at the bottom, prevent bicep tears, maybe some hamstring curls to prevent hamstring tears. That's all we're looking at, injury prevention. The deadlift itself will build itself up, and if you start doing stuff like cleans and squatting on top of it, your deadlift's going to go up. It's absolutely going to go up. I think people get way too into deadlift accessories instead of just coming in and pulling. It's not necessary. And like I said, if you want to pull less and you still want it to go up, there's some other big power movements that will still increase your deadlift. Squats, front squats, power cleans, pin lay rows. That stuff all works. And I'll probably start power cleaning eventually. Once I get all these lifts kind of mastered and where I want them, I might start throwing in power cleans just to kind of take my performance up another notch. And that will probably resolve my grip stuff too, won't it? That might be the solution I need for potential grip weaknesses down the road if I do them on a different day from my deadlifts so that my grip gets trained twice a week. We'll think about it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.